going to quickly go through some things you need to change so you can get started. Of course, right here, line 9 in your index file, you need to change the landing page right here. Put in your title, whatever title you want. You need to make sure that your CSS styles are linked, which is right here in line 10, and you're just linking to landing styles CSS. Right here, right after the body tag, you need to set your image, your full screen image, if you want to use a full screen image. So right here, this all around here, this thing takes up the whole, this image takes up the whole browser window. If you would like to do that, you want to use your own image, you need to make sure that you declare what image it is right here. And remember, we're telling the browser that it's within the image folder. So back over here, you need to go make sure that your new image is within this image folder here. You need to make sure this logo here, basically what we're doing with CSS, we are replacing this landing page text right here with an image is what we're going to do. So if you look, this H1 tag has a class of logo. So if we go over to our CSS and we look for H1 logo, which is right here, we're actually declaring with the CSS, we're saying, hey, make sure our H1 logo has this background. So right now our H1 logo text, right here, H1 logo text, it says landing page, but with CSS, we are replacing it with an image. So, which is right here, this landing page image that we've got going here. So you need to make sure, right here, H1 logo, you need to make sure that you put in your new logo name here, and you need to declare a width and height. Make sure you declare that. You want to come down here to where it says H1, mention something exciting here, grab your visitor's attention. Obviously you're going to want to change that to what you want it to say to grab your user's attention. So just to visualize it, right here, mention something exciting. You want to change that. So in your file, you need to come down to H1 and change that right there. And then we go down into some paragraphs. Just put what you need in here into each paragraph. If you don't need some of these paragraph tags, just go ahead and delete it out, just like that. Just get rid of it if you don't need it. And that is right here. More details, more details, more details. And then we've got some paragraphs here in green that aren't necessarily as important as your main attention grabber here, but you still need to. You're kind of slowly, gradually getting the user down. Kind of going down into the content here. And then we're gonna need to. You need to put your, if you're gonna use MailChimp, you need to go to MailChimp. Make sure you have an account and create your form. And then just whatever code that you get from that, it needs to go in here. It needs to go in this area right here. If you notice, it says begin sign up form here, and then down here it says end sign up form. So basically what you're going to do is take this section here. Let's take this out of the equation for a second. You need to put your code that MailChimp offers you in between these two lines here, where it says begin sign up, end sign up. Put it right in there, just like that, and then that will create your little email form there. And then if you want to use the bottom section, this little section here, just for like a PS type of thing in an email or a letter, just something that's, a lot of people pay attention to that. If it's something just kind of extra down here, they'll be like, oh, what is it? What are they trying to say down here? It's up to you. You might not want to use it at all. If you want to use it, This is the content right here. Just change this between this paragraph tag here. If you don't want to use that section at all, just like I put here, this is just an extra section if you want to use it. If not, simply delete all the way down to the line that says end row, which is right here. So this row starts here, ends here. If you want to get rid of that, just take it, get rid of it if you want, and then it's gone. And so that's it for the HTML. That's your content will be good to go. From there, we need to go into the CSS. Okay, so with CSS, you just have a few things to change. And remember, this video is just for those who are they want to get this up quickly, just get a basic page up quick. They're not looking to really dive into this. That's what this video is for. So anyway, we got our HTML taken care of right here on this, an index file. Remember, the index file is linked to our landing styles. Okay, see right here, link style sheet CSS. CSS means it's in the CSS folder. Within the CSS folder, we've got landing style CSS. So go ahead and open up your landing styles.css with your editor, and you'll see at the top, for those that are in a hurry, you're just going to want to worry about this top area here. What you're going to need to do is you're going to need to change this RGBA right here. And if that's completely foreign to you, that's fine. RGBA is a new CSS3 property, and basically what we're doing is for the screen, for a monitor, it's every color is made up of 3 different values: the R, the G, and the B. So this is R, G, and B. So white, the color of white is 255, 255, 255. And then A, we need to make sure this is, we're setting the opacity here. So we've set it about half. If you go up with the opacity, if you go up to 9, then it's going to be almost not opaque. If you go to a full 1 here, if you change this to a full 1, then it's not there's no opacity at all. So an easy way to play with this is if you go to css3generator.com, go ahead and go over there, css3generator.com. You're going to have a drop down list, and just pick RGBA here, and then you can put in the R value, the G value, and the B value, and then pick your opacity, and it'll give you the code. So for example, we could just do the same thing: 255, 255, oops, 255, 255, and we want 0.5. There we go. So the color is already there, or the code's already there for us. So basically, I know for those who are in a hurry, it's not something you want to really deal with, because you do need to find out, whatever color you want to use for that section, for that content section, this section here. You need to find out its RGBA value, or RGB value, sorry. So it'll take a few minutes for you to look that up. It shouldn't take you too long. So just for example, we can do 25, 25, 35, okay, and then right here it's giving you a preview. So that's something you can do too. Is you don't even really have to look it up. You can just kind of experiment here, and this will give you an idea of the color. So this is a good resource for you. And again, it's css3generator.com. So let's go back, and again, that's for the content area, the main content area. Your H1 is this guy right here. This is our main attention grabber here. So right now it's set to black, and you can change that to whatever color you'd like. Again, now we're using CSS code here to set our colors. 000 is just short for black. So with the CSS colors here, obviously if you've never played around with CSS before, you have no idea what the codes would be. So a great resource for you is over here on somacon.com/p142.php. I know that's not easy to remember, so I'll have it in the show notes on the video page. But anyway, they have great examples of all kinds of colors here. They've got neutral colors here, and then they have general purpose colors down here. So tons of examples here for you, and it's great because they have the codes right here, the value. So you would just say you liked, if you like the bisque color, bisque 3, you can just copy, go back into your CSS file, and right here where it says color #000, just paste in your new one. Oops, sorry. Make sure you only have 1 pound. So, and then and then this section here would change. So if I went ahead and saved that, I'll save, and then we go back in, refresh it, and then it changes to that color. Obviously we wouldn't want to use that, but it's just an example. So great resource for you there. Like I said, I'll have that in the notes, so you can use that. Let's see, the next section are our intro and outro paragraphs, which is right here. This one is the intro paragraph. This is the outro paragraph. If you like it green, great, you can keep it green. If you want to change it though, here's our color right here. So do the same thing we did with the H1. We're going to do right here. Just go back over to your resource that I mentioned, the color chart. Go through here, find something that matches up nicely with your first main attention grabber, and change it out. Let's see. So then the next area you might want to change. You can change the button if you'd like. So if we come down here to it says input.button, which is basically saying an input with a class of button, which is this guy right here, of course. We have given it a background color. Okay. Again, you're just going to go back to your resource. That's soma.com, and just paste your new color in there. Now, this kind of can get confusing for beginners. Now, background color is the background color of the button itself. Just plain color is your text color in that button. So if you go back over here, see how the text is white? That's because we have just color as FFF, which is short for white in CSS. So don't get confused with that. And one more color within the button is in our border. So we have a thin, solid black border on our button. So you can see it right there. If you want to change that, again, feel free. And for the most part, I mean, that's the main parts. I mean, you can do, we could change the hover colors or the link colors here. If you wanted to, we can go down here, and within footer is what we're calling that bottom section there. Footer A, which means any link within footer, we're giving it this color here. And then when you hover over that link, you can change the color if you want, or you can just, I've changed it to text decoration none. Right now, by default, it has an underline. It's underlined. If you see right here, it's underlined by default. When you hover over it, it does change color, and there is the link goes away. So that is it. You could just change those few things. I mean, literally, you can have this up in a few minutes, honestly. I mean, it's, as long as you have hosting ready to go, you just upload your HTML, your CSS, all your folders, and you're good to go.